At the start, we see a strange alien spaceship in space. It comes close to Earth and goes into the air near Antarctica. We don't know if it will crash or land safely. 1982's winter in Antarctica. A helicopter chases a dog. A man inside shoots and throws bombs at the dog. The dog runs to a place called Outpost 31, where 12 American researchers are getting ready for winter. Suddenly, a helicopter from Norwegian base comes and lands. Two men talk very fast in their native language, making the Americans scratch their heads in confusion. One of them drops a bomb by mistake, causing big trouble. It kills the pilot and breaks the helicopter. The other man keeps shooting and talking fast. He tried hard to make Americans understand something, but no one understood him. Sadly, he shoots Bennings in the leg. Gary, who leads the camp, has to shoot and kill the man who's acting crazy to protect everyone. McReady, the team's helicopter pilot, and Copper, their doctor, decide to investigate the Norwegian base after being puzzled by their aggressive actions towards the dog. When they arrive, they find the base completely destroyed by fire and explosions, with holes in the walls inside. They also see a fire axe stuck in one of the walls. Sadly, everyone there is dead. One person had locked themselves in the radio room and appears to have committed suicide by cutting his wrists and throat. As Mac and Copper explore further, they discover a big block of empty ice. It seems like something is coming outside from the ice block. Outside, in the snow, they find burned human bodies and the frozen remains of a strange creature that looks twisted and not quite human or animal. They bring this creature back to their own base to experiment. We saw our dog wandering around the camp. He was looking a bit strange. Blair, the biologist, performs an autopsy on the creature but finds that despite its weird appearance, its internal organs are normal. This puzzles the team even more, as they try to understand what kind of creature it is and why the Norwegians were so desperate to kill it. That night, the team puts the new husky with their other sledge dogs in a kennel. The dogs start growling and snarling in fear of the new dog. Suddenly, the new dog turns into a scary creature with long arms and legs like a crab and attacks other dogs. Clark, the dog handler, is shocked to see this happen. Mac hears the strange noises and the dog's distress, so he quickly rings the fire alarm, waking everyone in the camp. They all rush to the kennel and see the monster eating other dogs. In all the confusion, part of the creature breaks off and climbs up through the ceiling. The group starts to panic as they realize how dangerous the situation has become. They grab guns and shoot at the creature, but the bullets don't seem to do much. To stop the creature, they use a flamethrower, spraying fire at it. The intense heat makes the creature scream and struggle until it finally stops attacking. Feeling exhausted and scared, the team burn the infected dogs into ash. The kennel becomes a reminder of the frightening event they just experienced. When Blair performs an autopsy on the burned dogs, a new mystery is revealed. Whatever it is not from this planet. That alien can digest whoever he kills and become a copy of him, which means he can take the form of anyone. The team also watches a videotape of the Norwegian team working at a remote location, forming a circle around an object in the ice and using thermite charges to uncover it. MacReady finds this strange. The next day, MacReady flies to the location with Palmer and Norris, where the Norwegians were working. They see a very big alien spaceship there. They start coming down to see it. Mac asks Norris how long has the ship been buried. Norris estimates that it has been there for at least 1,000 years. This means the spaceship shown at the beginning of the movie was from 1 million years ago. Up above the crash site, they find a block of the ice cap missing, where the thing was discovered and removed by the Norwegians as recorded on the videotape. After returning to Outpost 31, Mac gives his theory that this alien was imprisoned inside that ice chamber. After excavating that piece of ice, Norwegian researchers must have melted it, so that he would have woken up and become free and attacked the Norwegians. That evening, Blair studies cells from the thing and watches them attack and replicate other kinds of cells on his computer. Typing his report into his computer, the computer replies that the possibility that one or more team members may be infected by the alien organism is 75%, and that if the alien reaches civilization, the Earth's population will be infected and taken over by the alien organism within 27,000 hours after the first contact, which is around 37 months, or just over 3 years. The team decided to place those burnt remains in the storage room. Windows and Bennings are preparing to store the remains recovered from the Norwegian base in a storeroom. When Windows talks about burning the abscesses, Bennings interrupts him and says that this discovery could get us a Nobel Prize. Then some movements are seen under the blanket. The assistant biologist Fuchs asks to speak privately with Mac. He tells Mac that he's been looking through Blair's notes and found that Blair believes the organism's cells are still alive and active in the burned remains of that creature. Blair has also theorized that the alien might have imitated 1,000 other life forms across space of other planets before it crash-landed on Earth. After some time, Windows returns to the room. He finds blood on the ground and the alien creature killing Bennings with its tentacles. Without wasting any time, Windows calls Macready and Fuchs. Meanwhile, Bennings escapes through the window as the alarm sounds again. He is surrounded by everyone outside. His transformation by the alien is almost completed, except for his hands, which look terrible. Bennings screams strangely when he sees them. It's clear that he was not Bennings. If the alien had some more time, he would look exactly like Bennings, and no one would know. Mac and the team burn him alive, and then burn the rest of his remains along with him. Realizing that something like this could take over the world if it got out, Blair seemingly loses his mind, killing the surviving sledge dogs and destroying the helicopter as well as the radio device, so that no one can reach the surface from here nor can call anyone to save them, so that the alien could not able to reach the civilization. The others see Dr. Blair as a threat and lock him outside in an isolated chamber. The next morning, everyone gets together to discuss what to do as nobody knows who may be the thing or who isn't. Gary, the team leader, suggests waiting for a rescue team, but Macready disagrees, saying that by the time help arrives in spring, everyone will be infected and dead. Dr. Copper then suggests a blood serum test to find out who's infected. Infected blood will try to infect fresh blood when they come in contact. This will let them know who is infected. They head to the blood storage, but there they see someone has deliberately destroyed all the blood containers to stop the experiment. This causes fights and mistrust among them. Gary realizes things are out of his control and hands command to Macready. Macready keeps Gary and Cooper apart because they both have access to the blood storage. Clark is also isolated because he spent more time with the infected dog. There is a snowstorm outside, causing the temperature to drop severely. Mac talks to Fuchs, who has Blair's notes. Fuchs suggests that everyone should cook their own food and only eat from cans, because even a tiny bit of the alien virus, if eaten with food, can infect the entire body. The next evening, Fuchs is watching Blair's notes when one of the infected person turns off the camp's generator, causing the camp to lose power. Fuchs goes out to fix it, but does not return. Distressed Macready goes out into the storm with Windows and Knowles to find him. Outside, they find Fuchs's burnt corpse. Mac speculates that either the thing might have burned Fuchs to death, or Fuchs might have committed suicide by burning himself to prevent him from being infected. Macready sends Windows back and goes to his personal chambers with Knowles, because when he came back from the chamber the previous day, he had switched off all the lights. But now all were on. After some time, Knowles returns alone to the camp. His condition had worsened due to the cold. He says that he found a ragged and dirty jacket from Macready's room, which had many holes in it. That means Mac is infected. While they were trying to return to the main area, Knowles cut Mac's safety rope and ran away. Everyone trusts him. All the doors are closed so that Mac cannot enter inside. Macready breaks the window of the storeroom and comes inside. He holds dynamite in his hand and threatens everyone that, if they come closer, he will blow up the entire camp. Childs and Norris attack Mac. In the fight, Norris has a heart attack. Everyone tries to save Norris. Dr. Copper tries to save him using the defibrillator paddle. Suddenly, Norris's chest turns into a monstrous mouth and eats Cooper's hand. Then Norris's entire body turns into a scary creature. Macready burns Norris with a flamethrower. Norris's head detaches and turns into a spider. This was quite surprising, meaning that aliens could take the form of any human or animal. Mac ties everyone up with rope. What he had to say was, "This alien creature always tries to save itself independently. That means the blood of this creature will also definitely transform to defend itself." Dogkeeper Clark did not trust him. He attacks Mac with a knife. Macready shoots at him, killing Clark on the spot. Mac brings everyone's blood samples, and then those blood samples are poked with a hot piece of copper wire. First Windows is tested, but it turns out to be human. Macready equips him with another flamethrower to burn the thing down when it arrives. Then everyone is tested one after the other. No one gets infected. Gary says, "It's all nonsense." Mac ignores him and continues the test. As the hot wire is inserted into Palmer's blood, the alien reacts to protect itself, which is inside Palmer. He transforms into a terrifying creature with a huge mouth. Macready's flamethrower was not working. Windows hesitated to kill the alien. The alien lifts Windows into the air and starts swallowing them. Once Macready's flamethrower works, he sets Palmer's alien on fire. The alien is trying to escape when Mac blows him up with a dynamite. Windows also needed to be burnt, as he was infected too. Macready, Childs, Gary, Knowles, and Blair are the 5 people who are not infected. Leaving Childs to keep an eye on the camp, the others go to do a blood test on Blair and discover he is not there. Blair had escaped through the floor and was secretly building a small spacecraft in the tunnels under the camp. When they see Childs roaming outside the camp, they are confused. Suddenly, the compound's power goes out. It is then they realize that Blair is the final thing creature, and it plans to hibernate until a rescue team finds him, as it has no way to escape. Obviously, the rescue team would take him to the surface, and that creature would infect the entire world. The alien wants to reach the surface either through a small spaceship or a rescue team. Realizing how dangerous the alien is and that there is little chance for survival, they propose blowing up the base to prevent the thing from freezing again. Macready, Knowles, and Gary start lighting the complex on fire using Molotov cocktails. All 3 of them first blow up the spaceship using TNT and dynamite. Gary is killed by infected Blair while setting off a TNT charge underground. Knowles disappears and is never seen again, likely killed too. Macready is attacked underground, and the alien pulls the detonator away with a tentacle, cutting off Macready's access to TNT. The creature emerges, taking on a huge and scary form, and tries to kill Macready. Brave Macready throws a burning stick of dynamite, causing a massive explosion that destroys the compound and the alien. Somehow Macready survives and sits among the debris. Childs appears, and Macready becomes alert. Childs asks why Macready was outside the camp. Macready and Childs look at each other suspiciously. Childs explains he saw Blair and got lost in the storm while chasing him. It's clear Macready wasn't infected, but there's a chance Childs might have the thing inside him. They sit down together facing each other, ready to kill the other at the first sign of the alien. The fire from the explosion keeps them warm in the snowstorm. They each take sips of whiskey, waiting for the fires to go out and the winter weather to consume them. On that dark note, along with a wiry laugh from Macready, the thing comes to a close. If you enjoyed the movie, please subscribe to the channel.